speaking of
This thing has
abortion,
been going everywhere.
this one's just hilarious to me. So it says this
I
picture.
love goth Pixar mom kills kids. It's my favorite picture on the internet right now.
So this picture makes me so sad, and it's an AI generated image of a lady with tattoos walking, looking sad, and being chased by the ghosts of all the dead 3-year-olds that she aborted.
So all she had to do is fuck a lot, abort a lot, and now she gets to be a real life necromancer? That's metal as shit.
But Suris, please. Okay, no, just a second. I need to rearrange a couple things.
You have to make sure the joke works out.
No, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, but I want to make sure that it zooms in behind us. Look at that baby on the left.
Wait, hold on.
It's got a fucking horse leg sticking out of its crotch.
Yeah, that's
Like, what the fuck is that? Okay.
so. Wait, hold on. You know what this means, right? Abortion is a good thing because we avoided the omen happening in real life.
Yeah, there we go. And then, like, there's things going on with the other babies as well that are kind of freaky, but like horse leg baby is the worst. Is like, I don't know. Like I feel like if you have a baby that has a horse leg sticking out of its crotch, that is a good candidate for abortion. Like,
what's the quality of life going to be?
Yeah,
he's gonna need knee surgery like 12 times.
At least. Yeah. And like, not to mention the scandal. Like, who's the father of a horse baby?
I'm not gonna give that answer.
I mean, earlier you started quoting Ezekiel 23:20, so like she loves her men with members like a donkey and emissions like a horse.
I'm just gonna say that if you're at a horse show and a white woman is buying the horse,
yeah,
do not sell her the horse.
Yeah,
you'll save 2 lives.
And they did clarify later in the thing that this was explicitly supposed to be about abortion, but like, you know, if she had, how many babies is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's one off screen, so 9.
Man, what
so
like
like
PowerPoints
9 kids, 9 fucking kids. I guarantee you that anyone who has less than 9 kids, their quality of life is higher than someone of equivalent income who does have 9 kids. Guaranteed.
That's a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every week.
And imagine if one of the kids is allergic to peanut butter.
That's a lot of apple butter and jelly sandwiches. That's a lot of kids.
Oh, but they
diabetes.
don't eat apple butter. They don't like apple butter. They're too picky for that. Like, sorry, I'm speaking a little bit from experience because, like, I have 5 kids now, and one of the kids has a peanut allergy, and that has completely changed how we look at school lunches. And well, you can't do peanuts for school lunches anyway. But
can he do cashews?
Yeah, he can do everything except peanut butter. Like,
so you can do cashew butter.
But he also no, he would not do cashew butter. He's a very picky eater.
Oh.
Like he's a bit young to be diagnosed with that thing where like you are actually like physically incapable of eating certain foods or whatever, but like it will not surprise me in the slightest if he ends up diagnosed with that. Cuz like right now the only things that he will eat that are not like the only things that he will eat without putting up a fuss are like chicken nuggets and pizza. That's pretty much it.
Those are the failed births of horse babies. I see. The real story here is this woman is a Vosh fan and she took it too far.
You and Vosh are friends, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that because I keep on seeing Vosh controversies and I'm just like, I'm friends with a Vosh friend. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. He keeps getting into trouble, man.
He says some stuff that gets him in hot water a lot. There's a couple times where I've had to send him a message and I'm just like, so I have to ask you about something. I need to talk to you about a thing you said real quick.
We don't need to drag that into here. You are not Vosh, so like whatever Vosh controversy is going on, I'm not judging you for that.
I just know that I've had a couple of conversations where I'm just like, why?
Fennec says, I pretend that Vosh doesn't exist. Anyway, Kevin Sorbo says, Louisiana has become a third world country. At least that's what LA would be if you capitalize it the way he did here. So I think he meant to say Los Angeles, but that's Louisiana.
I think he meant Los Angeles, but
that's Louisiana.
Yeah.
I actually first read this as Law has become a third world country.
For all I know, Law is a third world country.
La 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 la. Ooh,
There's always got to be a Sorbo tweet somewhere.
So it's not showing up in the thing where I can highlight it in the chat, but Fennec the Rabbit there's a spanking paddle with the word brat written on it as an emoji that I kind of wish I could display on stream because that's funny.
Something ddlgplayground.com something coupon code.
Yeah, Suris is sponsored by them. What's your coupon code?
Suris.
You can plug it here.
I just did.
There you go.
Cool.
You can plug sex toys on my channel, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Stick things up your buttholes, guys. It's fun.
Plug them.
Plug them. Stick a plug in there.
Plug them if you got them.
Put things in all the holes. Oh, this is a story. So this is where occasionally I use twit tweets just to be like, hey, look at this dunk I got on someone. So Apologia posted this. I haven't seen this video yet. I assume it's going to be a great video. He says, creationist math, 1.3 is just 1, 1.8 is just 2, therefore no decimals. And I assume that this is alluding to the fact that creationists will, like, they look at the ape to human evolution thing, or like non-human ape to human evolution tree, which is one of the best documented evolution transitions in the fossil record. But they'll look at that and they'll be like, oh no, that's just an ape, or oh no, that's just a human. And what's really funny is that they often can't agree on which ones are which. Like, there's an argument going on in the Answers Research Journal about one specific human ancestor as to whether it's a human or an ape, and they can't decide.
Nested hierarchies are your friends.
It's fucking evolution, man. We're all apes. But that's this whole thing
no
here.
Point
like,
where we stop being
apes. If it's 1.3, it's just an ape. If it's 1.8, it's just human. Never mind the fact that there's a smooth transition before them. That proves that decimals don't exist. Rounding proves that decimals don't exist.
Jess is proving that no matter how long I haven't seen Apologia video, the Ham and Eggs theme song will be stuck in my head till the end of time.
And I play it on like 1.5 times speed, so I always like it's going fast.
Flip them, flip them.
Ham and eggs, yeah. So anyway, I responded to that with, that works for gender critical people as well. Sex is binary, not bimodal. Well, what about all these points in between the two so-called binaries? To which Winnowing Wind responded, do feel free to point out what sexes are in between male and female.
XXY, Kleinfelters. We can go on.
Yeah. Forrest Pfeiffer responded, intersex is an actual thing. So that's Kleinfelters, anything where you like. There are people that have XX chromosomes but have a penis. There are people with XY chromosomes but have vagina and uterus and stuff. There are people with both. There are people that produce. There are people with ovotestes that produce both sperm and eggs and are capable of self-fertilization. There's all sorts of people in between complete male and complete female.
This is why when you go to the World Health Organization, they do not use just gametes. They do not use just chromosomes.
No.
They use gonadal representation, gametal representation, chromosome representation, phenotypical representation. Like, they use a whole slew of things. And
something that Jimmy pointed out in our group chat that I'm not sure if you saw, but he mentioned how it's fascinating, the things that we consider secondary sex characteristics, that like if someone who is like everything is male but he has this one secondary sex characteristic that is clearly female, he's still categorized as male, despite, like, you can have a guy like me where I have significant boobs. Like, look at these guys. These are not insignificant. They're not huge, but they're not insignificant. These are breasts. So I have
before...
these are bigger boobs than some porn star women.
Rhino,
So like
you...
I probably have XY chromosomes. I've never had them tested, so I'm just assuming. I have a penis. I produce sperm, but I have boobs.
Rhino,
So,
I need you to say very slowly, I have mommy milkers.
I have mommy milkers.
All right, everybody on Twitch, clip it.
Clip it. Clip it. Put some effects on there.
Get the Pokemon cry for a milk tank.
Wait, I have a clip for this. Oh, if I add an image, will it play the... Do you know if I add an image in OBS, will it just play an animated GIF?
Yes, it will.
Okay. So I have an image. It's from Linus Tech Tips. Here we go.
Do I look like a cow?
Yeah. That's a legitimate clip. That's what he said in that clip. And he was doing...
He's just holding his nipples.
Milky, milky, milky. Milky, milky.
Hi, Linus. How you doing, bud? Just milking yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's the point, is that like, so I have all these male sex characteristics, but I have like one that could be considered female. So that's part of a bimodal distribution. I am not all the way on the male side because I have a secondary sex characteristic that could be considered female. I'm not alone in this. There are men that have bigger boobs than me, but have other things that are more masculine than me. There are men that are less masculine than me, but are still cis men. And like, it's this whole spectrum between male and female.
You just have that one scene from Fight Club where the dude's just completely caressing the other dude's gigantic boobs.
Now, to be clear, there are two sexes, male and female. But the distribution between those two sexes is bimodal because it's not... Like, there's so many different things that go into making someone sex that it's impossible to categorize as a binary because there's so much overlap between them. So, like, yeah, there are two categories, but there's plenty of overlap between them. And so that's where, like, this whole math thing comes in, where it's like 1.3... Like, I am 1.9... How many
numbers are there between 1 and 2?
Yeah, like, I'm 1.9 male, probably. Maybe 1.8. I don't know. But like, other people might be more, other people might be less. But like, most men fall more towards the male side. Most women fall more towards the woman's side. But there is this distribution in between where there are some people in the middle where it's like, it's a bit more ambiguous. And so that's an actual thing. And Forrest Pfeiffer points out that intersex is an actual thing. So Winnowing Wind followed that up with the beautiful, like, mwah, chef's kiss, cannot make this better. Hi there, Forrest. People with sex development conditions are still male or female. So, like, 1.3 is just 1, 1.8 is just 2. It's all male or female. Like, that's exactly what I was fucking saying. It's exactly what I was fucking saying. And they just completely proved the point 2 tweets away from it. So
1.4 doesn't exist.
Yeah, no. And they went on to argue a bunch of shit, but it's like, no, you admitted that intersex people are a thing that exists. Therefore, sex is bimodal, not binary.
Every time somebody tries to go like, but they're anomalies. How many anomalies do you have to have?
If you have like, it's like binary is there are ones and zeros, nothing else. As soon as you say except, that means it's no longer binary. So if you say it's male or female, except intersex people do exhibit traits, no, the except makes it not binary.
Like the but clause. Anytime somebody says, I'm not trying to be offensive, but...
Yeah.
The but
whatever
means
comes
you
next.
Can ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Frank Turek says,
hey, buddy.
What can Christians in the United States learn from the persecuted church abroad? That they're not fucking persecuted in the United States. How about that?
They can learn how to be professional victims.
No, they already are professional victims. They can learn from people, because there are countries that persecute Christians. And to be clear, on the record, it's not okay to persecute Christians. But in the United States, Christians are not persecuted. They just elected a fucking anti-LGBTQ, anti-democracy person as who like writes fucking articles for Answers in Genesis. Young Earth creationist agrees with Frank Turk about everything, probably Christian, as the Speaker of the House. Like one of the Republicans, when like I don't know if you watched the vote. I watched most of the vote. One of the Republicans actually, like when he voted for him, he didn't just say Mike Johnson like most of them did.
He said my brother in Christ.
He said my brother in Christ, Mike Johnson. It's like fuck you, man. That has no place in the House of Government.
The internet has ruined brother in Christ for me.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. It was like, no, that's a sarcastic vote, but no, a sarcastic vote still counts as a vote for Mike. So like,
yep,
fuck off. Truth Speaks says, it's said an all-powerful God who controls the universe is involved in this. This means that food, water, and the digestive system aren't necessary to function because an all-powerful God can easily suspend them for any amount of time. This was with regards to Noah's Ark, and Answers in Genesis opposed to something about like collecting water, and then Seth Andrews retweeted that with being like talking about how the shit removal through the one window of the Ark is just completely unfeasible. And then this guy's like, oh, hey, use magic to suspend their digestive systems. It's like, okay, if you're going to appeal to magic, why try and make any of it scientific?
Yeah, but you don't need an arc if you have magic.
Yeah, well, that's the fatal flaw in all of the apologetics surrounding young Earth creationism, is that they try and make it fit with science, but then they have to appeal to magic for certain things. And so it's like, as soon as you appeal to magic, it's like you may as well just say magic is the whole thing, and why bother with the science at all? It's because you know that science actually proves you wrong, but you have to make a show of science proving you right in order to try and garner like approval from the public or something.
It's a giant sharpshooter fallacy, basically. They get to miss 1 billion times, and then if one bullet looks like it's even anywhere near that bullseye, that's the one. Yeah. See, look, we're professionals.
That's why John Baumgartner is my favorite creationist, because he straight up published a paper in the Creation Research Society Quarterly. He straight up published a paper whose conclusion was scientists need to fucking just accept the fact that God messed with the laws of physics to make the flood possible. The flood was impossible. God messed with physics. Just deal with that fact. And then we can figure out how God messed with physics in order to make it possible. Like, don't try and
before the horse.
Yeah. His conclusion was straight up just accept the fact that it was magic.
Oh, what is magic except super advanced science?
No, magic is not super advanced science when it comes to God claims. I heard that, Saki.
God farted and the unicorns grew thousands of sizes that day.
Sure.
All you have to do is figure out how to grow unicorns. Easy.
Easy?
Easy.
Yeah, just genetically modify a horse to grow a horn out its head. Give us some narwhal DNA.
We've made rats glow.
I think
that was an episode of Sherlock. I don't think we've actually made rats glow.
We have. I've seen them.
Okay.
I think we did try the genetically modified horses things. I'm pretty sure it was the first tweet you showed. Those babies had horse legs.
Yep, there's a genetically modified horse.
Right there.
Okay.
We're not quite to unicorns, but we're getting there.
So the Gen X Baptist says, we are not animals. We are different than animals in many ways. I don't care about some definition someone I don't know came up with. Hey, Gen X Baptist, I've got some news for you about every single fucking word in that tweet that you just posted. They
all have definitions from somebody else you don't know.
Also,
I don't know who Gen X Baptist is. So I don't have to care what some definition he came up with is.
I don't know.
He wrote the rules, so I get to follow them.
Yeah. What's funny is that like this was in the middle of a thread of him trying to argue that humans are not animals. So it's like, if you want to argue that humans aren't animals, you have to define animal in a way that does not include humans. And the fact of the matter is that the definition of the word animal includes humans. So by definition, we are animals. You might not like that fact, but that's the way words work.
Like, is an ape an animal? Yes. Are humans apes?
Yes, by definition. Yeah, no, but that's the thing though. Like if you want to say that humans aren't animals, you have to come up with like, because the word animal means like it's a thing that is capable of moving around under its own power and has a digestive tract. That's basically the definition of animal. I might have missed a detail or two there, but like we have a digestive tract and we can move around under our own power. Therefore,
any living organism
we're
that
animals.
feeds on organic matter, they typically have specialized organs and a nervous system.
Yeah, so we are animals by
We are an
definition.
animal by that
So
definition.
if you don't like that, you need to use a word that doesn't have the same definition. So like human. You can say that non-human animals are not human, and that sets us apart from the non-human animals. Sure. I will accept that. But
I forget what the whole shtick was with like behold a man, and you're just like it's just a picture of a horse.
oh, that was
Weird.
that was another gender critical thing where they can't define the word chair. So like they would define chair as something with 4 legs that you sit on. And someone posted
Okay,
a picture
cool.
of a horse.
Is a chair.
Yeah, someone posted a picture of a horse with behold a chair. So like yeah,
I
you have
technically
to
am on a chair right now. There are 4 legs on this bed.
yeah, no, you have to work within the definitions of the words as they're accepted by most people. If you disagree with that definition, that's fine, but you got to come up with a different term for that because the majority of people do not disagree with that definition. Like when you say animal, it includes human by definition, and if you don't like that, you got to come up with something else.
And you're not really going to be able to find some way that we're specialized that we can't poke holes in.
Yeah. All right, so that's
chair.
that's the tweets tonight. Where it's actually like right on 10 o'clock, so we're like right on time to end. So like
We did it.
Maybe I'll end now. Your avatar looks so fucking
Wow.
stressed out. Like it's got that weird like wiggly smile that's like,
It's trying
and then
so
it
hard.
just keeps twitching his left eye. It's like, yeah, the
I
world's
can't
not
wait
on
to get-
fire. Everything's fine.
I can't wait to get my tracking back.
Alrighty. So thanks for joining me, and we will see you all next week as soon as I find my end credits button. There we go. Oh, wait.
did it.
Before we go. I gave Suris the clap on Twitch. Yeah.
He's doing his best.
My sample buttons aren't working. Okay, whatever. If you've been watching-
streamers,
If you've been watching the stream for a while, you know the I've Got the Clap song, which I unfortunately found out was not actually the kids group The Wiggles. It was a group making fun of the Wiggles, or like pretending to be. It was a parody group called the Clintons. And most of their stuff is not funny, but they have a song called I've Got the Clap, which is absolutely hysterical, especially if you thought it was not a parody group at first and it was a kid's song from Australia. Anyway, yeah. As always, fuck off.
Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep the show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.